Previously on Question Marked.
Last time we discussed what a volcano is. It is an opening in the Earth's rocky crust which allows hot molten rocks, ash, and gas to escape from below the surface. We also tackled the main parts of a volcano: the magma chamber, the vent, and crater. We also talked about the different types of volcanoes, their shapes, and their eruptions. But these are just the basics. So for today's episode, we are going to deepen our discussion and talk about more complicated but essential matters. Throughout the Earth's history, volcanoes have erupted enormous amounts of molten rock onto the Earth's surface. Today, there are about 1,350 potentially active volcanoes worldwide. However, how are volcanoes actually formed? What happens inside the Earth in order for volcanoes to form? Do explosions happen? Or do they just suddenly appear? And why are some areas of Earth have more volcanoes than others? If you want to help yourself answer those questions, pay more attention and watch closely as we, the Kwans, with our cat Kimi and our newly invited experts, unveil the mysteries and wonders of our planet, the Earth.
Hello to our dear viewers. Like most of you requested, we are back again with another information about the Earth to feed your curiosities. And wait, there's more! We are back with our new friend. In order for us to satisfy you, our dear viewers, we are with the experts who can efficiently discuss this episode's topic.
Oh, hi there, brother. I'm surprised that you are here with me and not with your best pal, our fellow investigator, Kakimi, huh? Anyways, back to the topic. He's right. Now let us introduce to you our invited expert.
Alright, she's a graduate of volcanologization from Oxford University in the United Kingdom and currently working as a volcanologist at the Volcanologizing Institute. Here's Ms. Nas AP, and with the help of Kakimi, they will tell you how volcanoes are actually formed.
Hey guys, thank you so much for that introduction. I am so grateful to be a part of today's episode. So without further ado, let's start. Deep inside the earth, heat and pressure changes causes rocks to melt, forming liquid rock, or commonly known as magma. While others are not enough, that a small rise in temperature or a drop in pressure can cause them to melt and of course form magma.
This magma is forced upward, just like when you turn a bottle of cold syrup upside down, and the dense syrup forces the less dense air bubbles slowly toward the top. Magma is less dense than the rocks around it, that's why it is forced slowly towards the surface. And after thousands or even millions of years, magma reaches Earth's surface and flows out through an opening called the vent. As magma flows out as lava, it cools quickly and becomes solid, forming layers of igneous rock around the vent. And the steep wall depression around the volcano's vent is the crater. Over time, many layers build up around the spot where the lava came out to form the mountain that many of us think of like a volcano.
So basically, if the volcano keeps erupting, it keeps growing. With each eruption of a volcano, more magma flows up to the tube that forms in the middle wall, the vent and it covers to the top called the crater. Then once more, the lava cools down and hardens into solid rock, and there you have it. A volcano has grown again.
That's amazing, Nas. But where do volcanoes occur? Does it appear in random places? Or is there a process in order for a volcano to form in a certain area?
Now that is a good question, Ezekiel. Now let's talk about the zones of volcanism. Now, please note this, guys. What we meant by the term volcanism is what describes all the processes associated with the discharge of magma, hot fluids, and gases. The distribution of volcanoes on Earth's surface is not actually random. The location of volcanoes are determined by plate tectonics. Most volcanoes form at plate boundaries. The majority form at convergent boundaries and divergent boundaries. And along these margins, magma rises towards the Earth's surface. As far as I know, only 5% of magma erupts far from the plate boundaries.
Now to be more specific, let us proceed to the different zones of volcanism. The first one is convergent zones.
Like what was discussed last week, plate tectonics collide at convergent boundaries, which can form subduction zones or places where slabs of oceanic crust descend. Like what is shown in the picture, an oceanic plate descends below another plate into the mantle, or it can also be an oceanic plate sliding below another oceanic plate. When this happens, magma forms as the plate sliding below another plate gets deep enough and not enough to melt partially. The magma is then forced upward to the surface because we know it is less dense than the solid material surrounding it. And volcanoes that form convergent boundaries tend to erupt more violently than other volcanoes do. Volcanoes associated with convergent boundaries form two major belts, the Circum-Pacific Belt and the Mediterranean. These are places where volcanoes are mostly located.
He's right! Let me help him show it to you guys. I'll explain first the larger belt, the Circum-Pacific Belt, or what we know as the Pacific Ring of Fire. From the name itself, it is located around the Pacific Plate. This stretches along the western coast of North and South America down to the eastern coast of Asia. And the Circum-Pacific Belt, or the Pacific Ring of Fire, is characterized as the path where active volcanoes and frequent earthquakes occur. Some of the volcanoes located along this belt include Mount Pinatubo and the Krakatoa, while the smaller belt is called the Mediterranean Belt. Its general outlines correspond to the boundaries between the Eurasian, African, and Arabian plates. This includes Mount Etna and Mount Vesuvius, two volcanoes from Italy.
Alright, we are halfway done with the discussion from answering how volcanoes form. We are now addressing the question of where they occur, in which we first discussed the convergent zones. Now, as we proceed to the next one, the divergent zones, pay more attention as we unfold the formation of volcanoes on divergent boundaries.
If you remembered, last week we defined divergent boundaries, which are where tectonic plates move apart, forming long, deep cracks called rifts. In these rifts, magma flows to fill the gap. As it rises, it is quickly cooled down by the seawater and eventually takes the form of giant pillows, or what we call a pillow lava. And unlike volcanoes occurring at convergent zones, volcanism at divergent zones tends to be non-explosive, with diffusion of large amounts of lava. And here's a good thing to note, 2/3 of Earth's volcanism occur underwater along the divergent boundaries at ocean ridges. Well, that is good news, isn't it?
We're done with convergent and divergent zones, but volcanoes do not only occur at plate boundaries, just like the Hawaiian Islands. Hawaiian Islands are located in the middle of the Pacific Plate and far from its edges. But how could this happen? It is thought that some areas at the boundary between Earth's mantle and core are unusually hot. Hot rocks at these areas are forced toward the crust where it melts partially to form a hotspot.
And Hawaiian Island sits on top of a hotspot under the Pacific Plate. This information about hotspots can be related to plate motion. The rate and direction of plate motion can be calculated on the positions of volcanoes over hotspots. We can notice that the Hawaiian Islands are all in a line. This is because the Pacific Plate is moving over a stationary hotspot. Kauai, the oldest Hawaiian island, was once located where the Big Island, Hawaii, is situated today. As the plate moved, Kauai moved away from the hotspot and became dormant. Also, the Pacific Plate continued to move. The islands of Dahu, Molokai, Mani, and Hawaii were formed.
Wow, that was amazing! Everything you guys have mentioned makes sense. Now we can say that there's really an existing forming process for the volcanoes. Now let me summarize everything we've learned for today. First, volcanoes form when magma is forced up and flows onto the Earth's surface as lava. It then cools quickly and becomes solid, forming layers of igneous rock around the vent. And second, we learned where volcanoes form, and it was explained that they form at convergent zones, where one plate sinks beneath another plate. Convergent zones where two plates move apart, and at hot spots or areas of superheated rocks in Earth's mantle. I think we're now good with this topic, huh? I guess we've successfully satisfied our viewers' curiosity. But just like what we always say, we are going to leave everything to you and let you decide whether you are satisfied or not. But one thing's for sure, these facts contributed something to your knowledge about your own home, the Earth. That's it for this topic, guys. Let us continue learning and see you on our next episode.